What you doing, Otaku? I'm the AC, and I'm going to talk about the anime Drifting Dragons. It's a 12-episode anime that originally started airing in Japan back in January, but it came to Netflix in the US, and I guess other places around the world outside Japan, on April 30th. Now, I haven't read any of the manga, so this is going to be me mainly and solely focusing on just these 12 episodes that were in this season. Now, what the anime is about is these dragon hunters called Drakers that go aboard this like blimp ship called the King Zaza to, just hunt these dragons. But they're not really dragons. Even though, yeah, they're called dragons. And I guess maybe somewhere this is what dragons would look like. They look more like just these giant alien beasts. Like, I guess if it was an alien dragon from another world that was inhabiting, I assume this would be some kind of Earth. Maybe not. Maybe it's just some other fancy world. But yeah, these alien dragon looking things are being hunted. And it's more like equivalent of like welling in the air. Because they even talk about how these dragons, they don't really mess with people that much. Unless, of course, they're defending themselves, which kind of is the case in a lot of times. Yeah, it's more like they're just, killing these just for like the food, the resources. Even though some people think of them as threats, they don't really do anything. They're just going about their lives just like whales did, and then people show up and just start harpooning them. It's a little sad to think about, but then it's also like, that's life. It's the same as like hunting any other animal. It's just, yeah, these are kind of peaceful giant creatures that, are also cool to look at. But I guess people's paranoia and fear can get the best of them, and they think it's better just to kill them anyways. Maybe they think they're doing a good thing. And I was thinking, this whole time, maybe eventually they'll realize these are peaceful creatures and they might just be killing them for no reason. Maybe. So, there's a whole bunch of characters in this anime, but it seems to mainly focus on three most of the time. The first, who is the main character, is Takita. She's this new woman on the ship who kind of, I guess, just wants to make money. For a lot of the episodes, especially towards the first half, she's mainly just worrying about money and making money and getting paid and all that stuff. But yeah, she's new. She's trying to find her place. And what I do like about her, and it's kind of subtle, is she kind of picks up on other people's, quirks, qualities, especially another character named Mika, who seems to just want to eat all the time. That seems to be his main motivation for hunting dragons, and it's revealed later like he knows a lot of the history of some clan that hunts dragons. It's a cool thing. They make these like little symbols, like some kind of like tapestry, some kind of memento, just to know about the hunts of the past. And then there's one other character that you seem to focus on a lot, Gerard, in English, I think just Jiro in Japanese. He's more the straight-laced. He's also kind of new, not as new as Takita, but I'm not exactly sure what his position is. But he seems to be relied on a lot, and he seems to know a lot of stuff. But I never felt like it was made clear what he actually does. But he does get a lot of time and a lot of moments to shine. So maybe he's going to be even more important later. Now, there are a lot of other great characters. Really, the whole cast of characters in this anime I seem to really like. There wasn't anyone that stuck out and I just didn't like. And like, they have a good camaraderie going on between all of them. And, there's some humor. It's mainly humor. There's not too much serious stuff. And overall, it's not like too much sad stuff happens in this anime. But thinking of all these characters, and Takita being the main character, her and Mika's relationship, and how they go back and forth, it seems like, yeah, Takita's the main character of the series, but it seems like the main character, the real main character, is going to focus on Mika, since he's the main one that shows off fighting and being hungry, and it's who Takita seems to rely on the most. It kind of reminds me of the Lucy and Natsu relationship in Fairy Tail. It's like technically Lucy, her Philia, is the main character of Fairy Tail. She's the main focus, and then Natsu is just the actual main character because he's the strongest and who I guess Lucy's attention is mainly focused on too. It's weird. It's a weird thing about it, but that's kind of what's going on if you can understand what I'm saying. The other reason I just really like Takata is because the English voice actress is Cassandra Lee Morris, who is my favorite voice actress ever because she voices Taiga in Toradora. But, you know, that wasn't the reason I started watching the anime. It's just something I luckily picked up on while I was watching it. It's great. I just love it. But, yeah, overall, there's no real goal to the anime. There's like none of the characters or the story seem to have this overlying, this is what we want to accomplish or get to or do. It's just hunt dragons. That's it. Hunt dragons, make money, go on to the next adventure. And overall, the episodes seemed at first to be more episodic. It's like just one thing happened in each episode and they moved on and nothing really seemed to connect that much or have anything to do with any of the other episodes until about halfway. Then they have their first big conflict that actually takes a few episodes and then one more little arc that happens after that. So it starts to develop a little something story-wise, but no overarching story. And I wonder what's going to do with that, because it seems like this whole first season, and I feel like they've been doing a lot with stories and first seasons of anime. It's like it introduces the world and the characters great. It's like these are who they are, and it seems like it sets it up to be like they finally know now that they don't know everything, and there's a lot more to discover. And now this next season can be where the story actually starts, and there's going to actually be stuff because they go through this, and even though it seems like they know what they're doing, they're good at what they're doing, hunting these dragons, and they've been doing it for a while, and it has a long history. It seems like they still don't know that much about dragons. It seems like there's a lot to be discovered, and they start to realize that, especially towards the end of the season. That's why I think the next season is where there's going to be some kind of story starting and continuing on. If there is a next season, that's me assuming, but the manga's been going on for a while, so I assume there's plenty to go on, a few seasons. But there is one funny thing in the story that happens. So I was talking about maybe they see these creatures as peaceful, and maybe it'll make them question where they should be hunting them. They almost happens. This is a little spoiler, so you know this is near the end of the video. If you don't want to spoil, you'll be fine. This happens at the very end of the season. Takita, while hunting a dragon, falls out of ship, goes to the ground. Dragon dies, but it has a baby. And she takes care of this baby. The baby seems to like her. And it's like, oh, she's going to realize how peaceful and nice they are. And maybe this will make her not want to hunt dragons anymore. Anyways, skip to the very end. She brings the baby back to the herd of dragons she kind of found the mom from. And she just looks it in the face and is like, hey, grow up so I can hunt you. It's like, the fuck? Like, okay, I get it. I mean, it's kind of funny too. It's like, hey, don't die until I'm the one that can kill you. But it's like they don't learn anything. But it's also my brain being like, okay, no, there's still, I guess, animals and they can be hunted and their resources are needed. I get it. But it's still just like, did you learn anything? I don't know. It was amusing. But I have to say, this anime, I really enjoyed it. And not only did I enjoy it, there's nothing I could find to really turn me off. I always seem to find something that is like, that's not that great. And even though I'm not like, wow, this is an amazing anime, I'm like, oh, this was kind of a nice, chill anime, something enjoyable to just watch. So if you haven't watched it yet, I recommend it. 12 episodes on Netflix. Go ahead and give it a whirl. And I will be interested to see where the story goes on from here. But what do you think? Have you seen it yet? Have you not? Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments. But if you like what I have to say about it, go ahead and like this video. If you want to see me talk more about anime and whatnot, go ahead and subscribe on the channel. You can see when I do all that. But until then, I'm the AC. Thank you for watching, and bye.